Hi everyone, kamusta kayong lahat? I hope you're all doing great. Welcome to our Traders Plus YouTube channel. Kindly subscribe to this channel. Then yung mga content natin, I hope you will find it useful and educational. So kindly like our videos and then i-share nyo rin po sa inyong mga kaibigan, kapamilya, kamag-anak. Okay? Also, kindly hit our notification bell icon para po kayo ay ma-update every time may mga bagong uploaded content tayo. So now I'm going to discuss about fundamental analysis in Forex trading. Medyo iba po kasi yung fundamental analysis sa stock market. Magkakaroon din ako ng i-upload na content about that. In the stock market kasi, it's more of valuation or determining the stock's intrinsic value at kino-compare natin sa current market price para malaman kung ang stock ay undervalued or overvalued. And most of the drivers ng value ng stock is the earnings history ng company. So tumitingin tayo ng mga financial information such as earnings per share, price to earnings ratio, okay, or EPS growth, and we're actually looking at the estimated future values of the company that we can discount to present time. So parang time value of money, no? Kung magamit tayo ng mga discount factor, medyo iba-iba nga lang yung pwedeng gamitin natin na discount factor. Okay, so dapat may background din tayo ng mga capital asset pricing model, okay, yung mga dividend discount model, okay, etc. But anyway, tsaka na po yan kapag po nandun na tayo sa valuation ng stocks in fundamental analysis for equities. Now, we're going to talk more about fundamental analysis in Forex trading. Kung saan, ang mas tinitingnan natin ay yung economy kasi ang tinitrade natin ay currencies ng mga bansa. Okay? So, we are reading the global news, political, economic, business. Okay? Sa stocks ba, nakaka-apekto rin yan? Opo, pwede pa rin. May macro and micro yun eh. Bakit po? Kasi, halimbawa, may regulasyon yung gobyerno na hindi pabor doon sa kumpanya o sa industriya na kinabibilangan ng kumpanya. So yung operations nila, yung benta nila maapektuhan. Okay? Kaya meron pa ring impact ang mga macroeconomic tsaka mga news sa stock market. Okay? Pero sa Forex, mas itong tinitingnan natin itong mga news and macroeconomic indicators. Like the national income, ito po yung mga GNP, GDP, yung policy rates like interest rates, overnight rates, international trade, yung mga export and import natin. Then we have the employment and unemployment data also. And CPI is more on the consumer price index or the inflation. So sources of information. Saan ba natin pwedeng mahanap itong mga data? Okay? So, ang ibibigay ko sa inyong references ay yung free. Okay? So, hindi na tayo kailangan mag-subscribe pa for premium sources. Although, okay yon, maganda yon. But, kung tayo naman ay mga small traders, okay? Okay na tayo sa mga free sources. Besides, for Traders Plus, I publish every week yung ating mga economic calendar and my analysis or bias sa mga currencies. Kaya po, kayo ay mag-open ng trading account. Lalagay ko naman dun sa description ng video natin yung link para kayo ay makapag-open ng trading account na affiliated sa Traders Plus po. So una, my FX book, investing.com, trading economics, at Forex Factory. So pasyalan po natin yung mga websites na ito. So, simulan po natin sa MyFX Book. So, ang website ito, itatapat ko lang yung mouse ko dyan, yung cursor ko. Ayan po, www.myfxbook.com. Okay? So, pag pinuntahan natin yan, ito po yung ating website. Okay? Burahin ko lang muna iba rito. Yan. So, this is the MyFX Book. Kung mapapansin niyo, ako po ay nakalagin dito kasi pwede kayong mag-create ng account for free and you can actually log in. So, meron tayong mga news that can affect the Forex market and we also have here our economic calendar. About economic calendar, i-discuss ko po yan sa inyo mamaya. Okay. Next is we have the investing.com. So, yung investing.com, itatapat ko yung mouse, ayan, www.investing.com. So, pasyalan natin yung website na yan. Okay, so upon loading, makababasa nyo na yung mga news o headlines that can affect the market. And may snapshot din kayo ng mga indices globally. Okay? Then, meron tayo rito, of course, hover your mouse sa news, we have the economic calendar as well. Ayan po. Okay? Next, we have the trading economics. So, ito po yung website, www.tradingeconomics.com. So, one word, no? Okay, click nyo lang. Lalabas din po dyan. Upon loading, makikita nyo rin yung mga headline na pwede nyo pong mapagbasihan ng inyong trading decisions. And we also have here the calendar or yung economic calendar na tinatawag. Finally, we have the Forex Factory website, www.forexfactory.com. So, let's visit the page o the website. So, makikita nyo, may forums. Meron ding snapshot o scanner ng mga currencies. No? May makikita nyo agad yung galaw ng mga chart. Okay? Then, the latest news and stories. And, of course, they have the economic calendar also. Okay. So, ano ba itong mga news na dapat nating tingnan? Ito po yung mga highly important Forex news. So, we have the unemployment rate, GDP, Consumer Price Index, overnight rates, non-farm payroll, every first Friday of the month yan. OPEC news that can affect oil and dollar also. Retail sales, PMI, and housing data. Ngayon po, kapag tayo ay tumitingin ng news, meron po tayong mga kino-consider. So, una po, ano yung previous data? Okay? And then, ano yung forecasted data? Yan, kino-compare natin yan. Then, syempre, on the time of the news release, ano yung magiging actual data? Okay? So, yan ay ating tinitingnan. Pero habang tayo ay nag-aabang ng news, ito lang talaga muna ang meron tayo. Yung previous and yung forecasted data. Okay. Ang tinitingnan natin dito, if the forecast will be higher or lower than the previous data. And if we have a higher reading sa forecast, what should it mean to us? Okay? Depende rito. Ngayon, sa mga nakalista rito, itong unemployment rate ang kakaiba. Kasi bakit? If you forecast a higher na unemployment rate, then this means negative or weaker economy for the country. Therefore, the currency is expected to be weaker. Okay? But for the rest of the economic indicators here, a higher forecasted data should be bullish for them. Okay? I mean for the currencies. Okay? So, except unemployment, ha? So, isa-isayin natin. Unemployment rate. So, one of the key responsibilities ng central banks is to maintain a low unemployment rate. So, all the major economies will release the unemployment rate statistics on a monthly basis. Now, the lower it goes, the better for the currency's valuation. So, this expectation ng higher inflation and higher interest rate is correlated sa low unemployment rate. So, ibig sabihin, kapag bumababa yung unemployment, syempre may mga trabaho yung mga tao, may panggastos, syempre may sweldo may kinikita. Then, this is healthier for the economy. Okay? Kasi may spending. Yan. And it will boost, of course, production. Okay. Therefore, it will push the inflation and the interest rates higher. Okay? So, unemployment acts as a leading indicator of future monetary policy decisions. Whether, kumbaga, sa monetary policy, may tinatawag na expansionary at mga contractionary measures, okay? Pwedeng mag-tight or ease ang mga central banks when it comes to their monetary policy. GDP growth rate, ito ay parang scorecard ng game. Ito ang national income ng bansa. Okay, so it measures the overall health of an economy, and the higher GDP growth rate, the stronger it will be for the country and for the currency of that country. Consumer Price Index measures inflation rate. Okay, kanina nabanggit ko na kapag mababa yung unemployment and then may panggastos yung tao, it will push prices to go up. Okay? Leading to a higher CPI. So, most central banks will have a monetary policy na may tinatawag na inflation target. Ibig sabihin, may range. Predefined yon. So, halimbawa, in the Philippines, for example lang, ang inflation target is 2 plus minus 1%. Okay? O kaya 3 plus minus 1%. So, pag sinabi mo nga, example, 2 plus minus 1, 2 plus 1 is 3%, 2 minus 1 is 1%. So, ang range is 1 to 3%. So, if your inflation is within that range, 1% to 3%, you are within the range. Okay lang yun. Okay? Now, if you go above the range or the target, then that is read as tumaas, no? Yung inflation above target. Okay. Now, how will it affect currencies? A higher CPI reading in the forecasted data should strengthen currency. Okay? Lower, weaker. Ganun yun. Overnight interest rate. So, meron tayong mga economic events such as rate decisions o Fed rate decisions. Meron din mga FOMC, Federal Open Market Council. So, ito, nagdi-discuss ng mga changes sa policy rates. Now, central banks will try to influence the overnight rate by lending in the money market at their own overnight rate. And this is an important monetary policy arsenal. May tinatawag kasi tayong mga open market operations. Okay? Wherein the BSP or the central banks can actually engage in offering, buying, selling ng mga treasury securities in the market. Now, if the rates go up, this should be healthier for the country. Okay, so pag may mga rate hike, yan ay stronger currency expected. Pag may mga rate cut, weaker currency is expected. Non-farm payroll. Ito, every first Friday of the month, inaabangan to ng mga traders because this can fluctuate the US dollar pairs na wildly. Na? Mataas yung galaw in a minute or so. Now, the non-farm payroll figures will measure number of additional jobs added from the previous month in the corporate sector in America, which is an important leading indicator of the overall employment situation in the country. Okay, so the US dollar is a de facto reserve currency in the world. And the non-farm payroll data is usually released on the first Friday of each month by the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now, if you see that the forecasted data ng NFP is higher than the last month, that should be bullish for the US dollar. Okay? Bakit ba? Kasi ang non-farm payroll is employment data rin yan. Kaya, higher is better. OPEC news. So, remember that oil is quoted per barrel versus the US dollar din. So, this can also affect currency market. Kahit na, so, commodity yan eh. Pwede pa rin po maapektuhan ang ating currency market. So, OPEC is basically a cartel of an international level. OPEC countries will consist of around 15 or so na mga major crude oil producing nations, kagaya ng Saudi, Kuwait, Iran, etc. Currently, OPEC countries control around 44% of the world's crude oil output, and their decision to increase or decrease the production ng crude oil meron yung major impact sa world's energy market. Okay? So, kapag yung oil inventory also goes up or down, it will affect the price of oil per barrel and of course, dollar. Okay. Now, there is a strong correlation between currency market and oil price because of how resources are distributed. Now, due to this influence over oil prices, OPEC's decisions can move the currency market because it impacts production on a global scale. And as Forex traders, kailangan medyo binabasa rin natin kung ano yung mga galaw ng OPEC. Retail sales. So, retail sales report are usually issued on a monthly basis, and market analysts consider it as a leading macroeconomic indicator. So, when consumers feel safe and secure about their jobs, so, gandang trabaho mo, maganda kitaan mo, you will tend to spend more on durable and non-durable goods. And this will boost transaction and create value in the economy. Remember, one person's spending is another person's income. So, yun yung economic machine, di ba? So, yung binayaran mo, okay, kumita. At dahil kumita siya, may panggastos siya. Okay, so yung ginastusan niya, kumita rin mula sa kanya. Okay, and the cycle will continue. However, analyzing retail sales is somewhat tricky because it is also dependent sa wage growth and overall productivity level in the economy. Therefore, before you analyze retail sales data, you have to keep in mind that while increasing sales can lead to inflation, it can also indicate overconfidence in the economy. Okay, in the end, ang rule of thumb, if the retail sales go up in one country and the base currency of it is the base currency of the pair, but it remains stagnant in another which siya yung quote currency, it will be a piece of bullish news for the base currency. Okay, base quote currency, yan po ay tingnan ninyo sa ating YouTube video dito sa Traders Plus channel, yung ating Forex Trading Jumpstart or yung Kickstart. Ano po yung basic? The basic of Forex Trading. Okay? PMI, Purchasing Managers Index. So this is based on survey results of key purchasing managers in the economy. So the survey asked managers to rate what is their outlook, o yung perspective over a 6-month period, if they plan to hire new workers ba or reduce size of workforce and things like inventory level to fill new orders. Now, there's a magic number, 50. So if the number is above 50, okay, yung PMI, it might say na may expansion tayong inaasahan. But if the number is below 50, there might be a recession coming. Okay? So, during the normal growth, PMI usually hovers near 55 to 60. But the trick, okay, is to see if there is a trend. So, ibig sabihin, wag mo lang titingnan yung month-on-month change na latest lang. Yung forecast versus previous. It's not enough. You have to get the previous month's PMI and check if may consistency ba yung trend. Kung nag-uptrend o nagda-downtrend yung PMI. Housing data. So according to the National Association of Home Builders in the United States, the housing sector makes up around 15 to 18% of the economy. So when the portion of the economy a country's housing sector contributes to may vary, it is usually pretty high. Hence, as a Forex trader, you have to keep an eye on the vital statistics about country's housing market. Now, a higher forecast data on housing will be considered bullish for the currency. So, let's now talk about accessing the economic calendar. Ako, ang quickly na ituturo ko sa inyo, yung pagkuha from the MyFX book. Bakit? Madali po yung pag-import and pag-download niyan. Okay, so as shown earlier, you can get the calendar right away from the websites na tinalakay ko. Pero diba, this is Forex Factory. How do you import this to Excel? I don't see a button here that brings it straight to Excel, except if I will do an old school copy and paste to Excel. Right? Same with the trading economics. Although there's a download here, but it's not for free. Okay? Kung gusto nyo dyan, magsasubscribe kayo, magbabayad kayo. Investing.com, same banana. Okay? Therefore, I prefer having the MyFX book calendar. Okay? You can log in to your existing account or sign up for a new account kung wala ka pang account. You hover your mouse to the home menu and see the economic calendar from the drop down. So ngayon, nakuha mo na yung economic calendar. Ito yung mga kailangan mong gawin. Una, set mo yung date range, currencies, at saka yung impact as filters. Okay. So, punta ako sa economic calendar. Set natin daw yung date range. So, ako this week, para it's from Monday to Friday of the week. Okay? So, today is February 28, and what I am looking at is March 1 to March 5. Okay? You can have a custom date here. So, pwede mong i-custom yung start and end mo. Okay? So, in my case, this week ako. Now, next is the currencies. So, you go over these 3 dots here. Punta mo yan, click. Okay? And then, makikita mo rito, may mga check ako sa mga currencies na gusto kong i-display. So, di ba, nung sa basics of Forex trading, I discussed the major currencies, the 8 currencies, US dollar, Euro, Pound, Yen, Franc, New Zealand dollar, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. So, sila yung 8 naka-check. Okay? Then, the impact. The news will have different impact. May low, may no, may medium and high. Ako, ang paborito ko lang tingnan, medium and high impact. Okay? Then, what is good sa MyFX book, meron din tong notification by email and live notification. So, sa cellphone ko may nagbabatingting, no? Pagka may bumatingting doon, may news 30 minutes before the release. At pati actual release, nagno-notify yon. Okay? So, I am updated. Save. Yan. Now, you click on export, you choose CSV o comma separated values, then you can download. Okay? So, ito yan. Dito yan. 3 dots pa rin. Tapos, ito yan. CSV. Okay? So, when you click that, it will lead you to downloading it as a calendar statement. Okay? Then, we open it. Yan siya. So, ito yung hilaw pa, no? Pero meron akong finished product doon. Okay? Papakita ko mamaya sa inyo. So, dito muna tayo. Balik tayo sa PowerPoint. Okay? Tanggalin ko na to. Yan. Now, kapag na-open na yan, nasa CSV file, save as mo, palitan mo yung type. From CSV, gawin mo siyang Excel workbook. Okay? And then you can format the Excel as a table. So, mag-i-insert ka ng columns to the right for the following. Difference para sa forecast or consensus, no, versus the previous data. Then the expected impact of the difference between forecast and previous to the currency. Then the score of the impact. So ito yon. Kung makikita ninyo, ito yung default na mga na-download. Okay, kung bakit saan may mga kulay na yan, pinormat ko na siya. Okay, as a table. Now, you will add these three. The difference between forecast and previous data. Okay? So, ito yung difference. Okay? So, alin ang magiging formula niyan? Simple lang, ito yung forecast o yung consensus, ito yung previous. So, ito muna, consensus minus previous. Okay? So, kung titingnan ninyo, ito, 56.5 minus 55.1, ito yung difference, 1.4. Okay? So, yun po yung kanyang formula. Then, ito yung expectation. Yung second na inad. So, ito yung first difference, second expectation, then third is score. Okay? Yun na yung mga na-add. Ngayon, paano ipo-format yan? Set up the added columns. So, yung difference will be yung consensus minus previous. Yung impact, strong, kapag difference is greater than 0, weak if less than 0, neutral if equals 0. Tapos, display mo na lang yung blank kung wala para hindi ka malito. Kasi 0 and blank are different. Okay? 0 means neutral, blank means no data. Then, lagyan mo rin ang score. Kung 1, kung strong, positive 1. Pag weak, negative 1. And kung neutral, 0. Then check for the following events. Yung mga unemployment and jobless claim. Bakit? I-reverse mo yung impact kung meron. Kasi, forecast o consensus minus previous ka eh. So, ibig sabihin, kung unemployment yon, tapos, o jobless claims, no? Tapos, nakuha mong data higher, no? Means, consensus minus previous positive number, hindi yun bullish. Okay? Hindi strong yun. Dapat weak yun. Okay. So, ito yun. So, makikita ninyo, dahil ito ay isang positive number, 1.4, the expectation is strong yung currency na yan, which is euro. Okay? Nakalagay dyan. Euro is expected to be strong because of this event. PMI. Okay? Di ba? Napag-aralan natin yung PMI. Ngayon, alam mo na kung ano yung PMI. Then, score. Sir, bakit 2 yan? Akala ko ba 1, 0, negative 1? Okay. That will be a good question kasi tinitingnan ko yung mga impact dito na high. Remember, kinuha ko medium tsaka high, di ba? So, lahat nung high, dinodoble ko yung score. 2. Okay? Kung weak naman yon, negative 2. Basta high impact. Pag medium, 1 lang. Okay? So, yung score, pag strong, positive number din. Pag high impact, 2. Pag medium impact, 1. Pag neutral, ang score 0. Pag weak at medium impact, negative 1. Pag weak na high impact, negative 2. Okay? So, ito yung personal preference ko lang. Pero, it's up to you kung ano yung gusto nyong gamitin. Kung ayaw nyo mag-double the score, it's okay. So, ito na, sample ng finished product ng economic calendar. Next is, create a matrix. So, sa matrix, isusulat mo lahat ng currencies pababa. And then, yung araw, Monday to Friday. Tapos, titingnan mo yung sum kung sa Monday ba is US, weak or strong. Ganon. Okay? So, ito yan. Okay? So, dito, bakit 2 ito? So, ito yung United States dollar sa Monday, sabi 2. So, babalikan mo rito. Titingnan mo, Monday. Ito yung Monday, yung mga blue shaded. Okay? So, titingnan mo lahat ng US dollar dyan. Okay? May madali bang paraan yan? Meron. Punta ka dito, tapos design, mag-insert slicer ka. Tapos currency. Okay? Para pag halimbawa, click mo US dollar, Puro dollar yan. Ano, based sa currency. Puro dollar. Tapos kaya may kulay ako Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday para madali kong ma-sum. Okay, so gagawin ko lang dyan, pupuntahan ko rito, pag hin-highlight ko to, yung isang segment, yung may kulay, titingnan na ako dito sa sum, sa baba, ayan, nakalagay, sum is 2. Kaya alam ko na yung sa matrix ko, 2 yun. Okay, ganun yun. Pero huwag kayong mag-alala, kahit na hindi kayo masyadong okay sa Excel, kahit manumanuhin nyo naman yan, makakukuha pa rin kayo yan. Pero syempre, ang maganda, dahil nasa Traders Plus kayo, huwag kayong magpagod na. Ako nagagawa, ipopost ko na lang sa group. Okay? Ipopost ko na lang yan sa group chat. Okay? Kaya join na. Create kayo ng account gamit yung link na nandun sa description natin. Ha? Sa video natin na to. Okay. Now, develop your trading plan based on that. Kaya mo inalam yon. So, halimbawa, for a Monday. Okay? Ano yung strong, ano yung weak for Monday? So, dito, strong natin, dollar tsaka euro. Ang weak natin, CAD. Okay? So, ano sabi rito? Kapag yung base currency ay strong at yung term ay weak, position mo buy. Kapag base is weak, term is strong, position mo sell. So, ito yung mga high probabilities. Okay? This one will be the high probabilities. Dito kapag may neutral, tradable naman, pero hindi ganun kataas yung probability. So, medyo konting ingat. So, if you pair a neutral base and a weak term currency, buy. Ayan. Strong base, neutral term, buy pa rin. Weak base, neutral term, sell. Neutral base, strong term, sell. Okay, so ito application yan. Okay. Gawa tayo rito ng ano. Ito yung base. Ito yung term. Term or quote, ha? Yan ang mga tawag natin dyan. Okay. Now, we have here USD at saka CAD. Okay? Si USD, strong. Okay? Samantalang si CAD naman ay weak. So, ano ang dapat na position natin dito? Strong base, weak term, the position here is buy. Okay? How about Euro and CAD? So, si Euro, strong din. Si CAD, weak. Diba? So, ang position, buy. Okay. Si GBP, tsaka si CAD. Yan. Si USD, GBP, tapos USD. Si Euro, at tsaka si GBP. Pero itong tatlo, hindi high probability kasi neutral lang naman si pound. Okay? So, kung ito neutral, okay, at yung CAD, weak, at yung Euro ay strong, pati si dollar. Okay? So, anong position natin dito? Buy. Anong position natin dito? Sell. Anong position natin dito? Buy. Okay? So, nakakaroon ka ngayon ng tinatawag na bias. So, ito yung mga high probability mo. Ito hindi. Yung tatlo. Okay? So, yun po yung ating analysis sa economic calendar. Okay, so, Thank you very much. I hope po natuto kayo rito. Huwag din kayo mag-alala dahil every weekend mag-i-air ako o magbo-broadcast ako ng weekly market analysis. Para po magkaroon tayo ng idea ano po yung aasahan natin. And also, sisilip tayo sa chart kung saan tayo magandang pumasok. So titingnan natin yung chart, ibe-blend natin yung fundamental at saka yung technical analysis natin. Okay, so thank you. Give us a thumbs up para sa video. Happy trading po.